Hi everyone, this is Krishana Ganwali. So today I'm going to talk about what I have done for this research project. So let me grab. Okay. So the topic of my research is evaluation of tweet by retweet ability prediction. So this is kind of popular, popularity based on the retweet ability prediction. So which means to say that you know when the celebrity tweets and then after some celebrity get more retweets and then some celebrity get less retweet. So basically what I've done so far, I collected some papers for the literature review, what previous work has been done. And um, so I found one paper that has done um, like 2383 utterances, collecting those utterances from 1200 tweets. So and then he only selected I think four celebrities, and then he compared the score, the fans score, and how they talk to their fans and friends using Twitter. So that is one paper I have used and as an index, and then they took the tweet of Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, and I think um, Oprah and Justin Bieber, and then and then what they actually post on their tweets. Like Obama had 65 tweets, which were non-political tweets, and like Hillary has only 4% of non-political tweets. So her 96% tweets were political. So they took the data from 200 posts of Barack Obama, and in the same at the same time they took the tweets of Justin Bieber, and he has higher number of social influence, and then Taylor Swift has 2148. So the reason behind this research is what actually influence user to retweet, and then there is like retweet counts, and then after there is total followers count. So it calculated the percentage of popularity based on those two variables. And then also this research analyzed word cloud, like what kind of word they use, and whether they use the words which has positive sentiments or they have negative sentiments, and then whether those negative and positive sentiment actually affect has some effect on their popularity. So that is what actually this experiment focused on. So used get NRC, get NRC sentiment function, which is an R, and then it has like 10 different factors: anger, anticipation, disgust, fear, joy, sadness, surprise, and negative and positive sentiments. So this study compares those fields. And then I selected 20 celebrities, including Bill Gates, and then one is TV personality who is a popular CNN reporter, uh, Anderson Cooper, and also some of the comedy personality like Jimmy Fallon, and then Ellen, Britney Spears, Shakira. So and then this data was collected in the month of November, which is recent data, and I collected 100,000 tweets. And then it tweets had 88 variables, but only I took like two variables, the total retweets account, and then after total followers. So yeah, as I told, I use wave cloud, and then after sentiments analysis, and as well as linear regression model to check whether that prediction actually comes true. And then there is also some sociological and cultural factor that affects to gain the popularity, and then specifically the current context, what the celebrity is talking about, or how their popularity in current context as a whole. So so this is like a total retweet versus total followers, and what I did here is like the total followers are this number, and then in there, like there's retweet count based on this you know records at their current tweet. So those records analyze with the the total follower, and whatever ratio I have got, I multiplied that with 100. So this is the number I have got so far. So out of all these total followers, only this many people retweeted on her Twitter and on a status. So which basically means to say that whether that particular tweet get higher attention or not, that was the basic purpose of this research. So in the same way, like Justin Bieber, he has 104 million followers, and then he has only 15,000, 719. So it is which is one thing is you know I would like to emphasize here is the number of followers. If the number of followers are higher, then there is higher chances of retweet, because the more followers, there is more chances of people will comment on your tweet. But if we check the ratio shows the differences. So for example, here, like, Taylor Swift has I think 83 million followers, and then Justin Bieber has 104 million. So which is about, I think, like 20 millions more, approximately 20 millions more. But the tweet difference is relatively pretty much relatively 2000 tweets, retweet difference. So here, when we check the percentage here, like Justin Bieber has 0.150, and then 0.0150, and then Taylor Swift has 0.0159. So when we compare the popularity here, I emphasize on this number, like how many people are actually retweeting. So how many, what's the percentage of followers they actually care about their celebrities tweet, and then that will, whether that will get popularity or not in mass media. And then this is very interesting to interesting to check out the data of Selena Gomez this time, because her recent album Taki Taki has been released, and then that is gaining high attention in YouTube and other in music industry, or people who are really into it. So I found there that when I analyze that data, it shows that, like, the Taki Taki is the most common word that I have found in her word cloud. So she got like 0.027 one, which is the highest score among the 20 celebrities selected. So in the same way, President Donald Trump, he has 0.025. So when we check the visual differences in word cloud, is that the recent Mueller investigation, and then California wildfire, and then some other important things he mentioned in his tweet. So what happens, like, whether there is controversy or whether there is current political context, current political debate that matters, you know that has strong influence in in popularity, to gaining popularity. That is what is I wanted to highlight here. So next point is like the most follower on the data that was collected on November 22, based on the November 22 sorry, based on November's data actually. So Katy Perry has the highest follower among all selected, but her retweet numbers is relatively low. The reason behind that is she may not have a popular album released recently, or uh, or some other factor, or she's not in controversy, or she hasn't really put some tweets which get higher attention. So these things actually compared based on this retweet, and then after total count, total followers. So the first one I chose was a word cloud analysis. So what actually happened is, like, when I collected 5,000 tweets from each individuals, those tweets are cleaned up, and then after put it into a cluster. So that clusters which we call word cloud. So in this word cloud, when we see here, this is Ellen's word cloud, so which is the Ellen so, and she talks most about business done, might, happens, ready. So when I check her positive score, her positive score is more than 5,000, and then her negative score is, I think, less than the half. So when we check the sentiments, so it is there is general belief that if some people, write positive sentiments in their tweet, and they would get more popularity. But it is not the case, because her popularity score is 0.001%. So which is based on the percentage that I've got while calculating the total followers and retweet count. Uh, and then in the same way, like when I analyze Justin Bieber, so this is the current context. Like Justin Bieber recently got, I think, married, I guess. So he has, Harley Baldwin. So this thing's got higher attention in his tweets. So this is the so actually what is happening in social media is they actually flow their words on tweets, what is based on the current context. So his current context is marriage and some other um, some celebrity things, uh, things he explained on his tweets, like the baby or Amaras something. So and then when we analyze his score, his positive to negative is almost like 1:2. So and then but his trust score is 1500. So but his popularity score is 0.01, because a lot of people retweet it, which is way higher than Ellen's popularity. So in the same way, the Taylor Swift score is 0.02%, and then the opera's percent is 0.001, which is not that high. And then she has some negative and positive. The difference is relatively the difference is relatively slim as compared to other celebrities' differences. So Michelle Obama has uh, about 4,000, I think 3,500, more than 3,500 positive score, and she has a little bit more than 1,000 negative score. And then if we check the word cloud information, it shows there that I'm becoming. I think that is her recently published book. So that is what she talks about, and a lot of people retweets about that. And the Selena Gomez, that was what I highlighted earlier, was Taki, that is the popular song right now on YouTube, and then a lot of people like this song, and then their views are getting higher attention. So so that's why she got higher score. So this is what the external social factor that influence people to retweet on celebrities' tweets. So and then DiCaprio has project, and then apes, and then some other poaching he's working on, I think, humanitarian projects. So those things are here in his tweets. And but even though he's pouring a lot of positive work, but his negative words are still there. He may be some worried about climate change, and negative things might happen in future. So those kind of words are there in his tweet. So when we analyze that sentiments, so the difference is not that high. So in the same way, like President Trump's, the difference in negative and positive tweets is relatively high, and that you see like there are voted, which was the, I think, recent midterm election. Election part, I think he focused on, and then Trump and Wall, and then California, that was about wildfire and black and white, maybe some racial differences. Um, so news fake, so racism. So these things are there in his tweets. And Tom Hanks has high, I think more than 4,500 score of positive, and then he has a little bit more than 1,000 negative score. So Katy Perry has also the same ratio, and then Shakira has the same ratio, and Rihanna has the has like kind of what that is called. I forgot, normalized kind of curve. So if you see positive here, and then after it comes down to sadness and surprise, and then a little bit up to trust. So and then Queen, and then looks like, but her score is 0.004, which is not that popular at this point. So Britney Spears has also like 0.0005, She has not got, I think, higher attention, and then her negative and positive differences is relatively low. So Stephen Curry, yeah, this is one thing I wanted to highlight here. So when you see Curry's tweets, he mostly talks about golf and then games actually, and then swing, almost work, pretty, golf, Gibbs, pause, colorway. So those things are there. But when we see his sentiment, so he's like his joy score is, and then trust score, and then positive score is higher. So and he gets a lot of people retweet on, a lot of followers, let's say, they retweet on his tweets. So his popularity score is 0.1%, which is a lot better than other celebrities mentioned above. And Jimmy Fallon. Um, so tonight, his show, and then his name is there, and then Jimmy Fallon, so cute, and these things are his common words, and then his popularity score is 0.009, but his sentiment score, if you see here, is more than 2,500. And then Bill Gates, he is worried about future maybe, and then farmers, companies, poorest. His I think Gates Foundation working on different sectors around the world. So world is there, African is there. So he mentioned those things on his in his tweets. But his sentiment score, if you check, his sentiment score is positive, that like more than 4,500, and his trust is more than 2,500. So and when you see negative, and then after joy, and then after this anticipation, then sadness and surprise is low. But his popularity score is 0.06. um, and then Bruno Mars, he has 0.02% of popularity, and then after 95%, he has. But one thing to notice here is he has 9,500 positive sentiment score. Um, so So he has, if we see this data, this sentiment score of other tweets earlier and then after, this tweet is a lot different. So he has the nominal negative tweets, and then he has higher positive tweets. He has higher joy. He has higher anticipation. He has less anger. He has less disgust. He has less fear. He has less sadness, and he has kind of okay like moderate surprise. He has moderate trust. But why he's not popular? Okay, the reason behind that is context. So this time he doesn't have any popular song as they were in the past. So that's why a lot of people, they don't retweet. They may not have retweeted. A lot of his followers may not have retweeted because he doesn't have like really popular song. So the context, the current context matters, actually matters when they write their tweet, and then after gaining more popularity from their followers. So it's more like how people interact with other people also depends upon their current situation. So if somebody get in controversy, and then a lot of people are talking about it, then that definitely their retweetability or their popularity in tweets would be higher. Then same has Lady Gaga, and she has 0.02. Then Justin Timberlake has 0.002, and then Anderson Cooper has if you see negative and positive difference, this is not that much. So when we talk about the news reporter, they talk positive news, negative news, and they have to get people's attention. So if you see here, here is Mueller, Trump now accused women, so never, and then was. So this kind of things he talks in his tweets. So his score is like 4.2, about 4.2 to 5.2%. This is negative to positive score, and then his popularity is 0.001. So uh, these are the 20 celebrities data I have selected. And then what is the outcome here? Since we have seen that there is word and there is sentiment. So in word, what kind of word do they use? What is common word? What is mostly used word? And then how does it matter in their sentiment? So that is what this research analyzed. And then after the score, the percentage score, popularity score is based on the total retweet count, and then after total follower count, and then divide multiply by 100. So when we gather those data, we see the differences that even though some celebrity, they have the higher number of followers. Let's say Katy Perry, she has 106 million followers, but Selena Gomez has a lot less than her. But her popularity score is high at this current context. So, um, so when we see that, we see those differences there, and then when we analyze those factors, I think one of the sociologists, and then after come statistician, he said that so the context, so and the context matters in social media. So specifically the current context, and then that would support the user to get popularity, in the current context. So this line really matters when we analyze. We can't ignore source of fact while analyzing this kind of social media data. So and then when we, after seeing this, after seeing all these differences, and then after putting all this data into head, what is found is, you know so this is the variation, like the score of one, this would be like 10 to the power 8, and then after this is a 10 power 7. So when we see this is the line, this is the regression line. So actually, if somebody get higher number of tweets, I mean retweet, that is also possible, because the current context matters. So whatever is above this green line, they have higher popularity, and whatever less than this green line, they have lower popularity. So how do we verify this data? Somebody might have 108 million followers, but their retweet number is low. Their retweet is less than 5,000. So that is the differences it shows, and then it tested with this linear regression model, and then after, but I just took two variables, uh, not many. There are 88 variables in at this point in Twitter, but some of the variables, they don't have any value, null value, and then there may be some context, some other situation, or some other factors is needs to get and analyze further to get the actual the score, the score of popularity. So I just took like 20 people from all those celebrities in the world, which is not really high numbers, but it would be at the same time in your personal machine. If you have to do research, then it would take a lot of time. For example, Twitter only allowed 18,000 tweets per 15 minutes, so I waited, uh, you know, I think after 15 into so I think I collected this data using waiting for like 2 to 3 hours, and then analysis took a lot of time. So there are a lot more to figure it out in social media, and it is like the ocean of research, I guess. And then the factors, there are multiple factors which is not statistically calculated yet, would impact on would have impact in popularity. For example, how do we measure the current context? So how do we rate that? So those kind of things are still in shadow. So we could do that, in future research, or it would support for future research, like the, how people, how the followers are reacting on their celebrity tweets. So I have, I think, 7 or 8 um, references. So this is what all about my paper, and then the GitHub source of this is here in KZYANWAL, and then this is Twitter data analysis. So all the codes are here except my Twitter authentication username and password. So that's it. So thank you so much for kind attention.